Romans chapter 5, verses 6 through 8. For when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die. Yet peradventure, for a good man some would even dare to die. But God commended his love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Amen. The greatest love story ever told. The greatest love story ever told. Today is February the 14th, and every February the 14th, worldwide, candies and flowers and gifts are exchanged between loved ones, all in the name of St. Valentine's Day. And as I look around, some of you have on your red and white. It's a symbol of St. Valentine and what really happened some 2,000 years ago. Amen? But who is this saint, and why does the world celebrate this day? It's so amazing. A lot of us don't even know Valentine. We never saw him, but we're celebrating Valentine's Day. The story of Valentine's Day and its patron saint is shrouded in mystery. Who was Saint Valentine, and how did he become associated with this ancient rite? Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome. The Roman Empire golden era was coming to an end, and civil unrest required the Romans to protect itself from its aggressors. If you read history, Rome was vicious and they were powerful. Those men, they were great warriors. But that golden era was now coming to an end. And Emperor Claudius II was enlisting soldiers to fight in his army. So he believed that soldiers were better warriors if they were not married. So he abolished young men from being married. He believed that the single men, they would be more valiant, and they don't have no wives and children to really be concerned about. So in order to build a powerful army, he made a decree. He put a law in order that there will be no more marriage for young men. Now imagine the devastation that happened to those young ladies who were engaged, and no doubt the wedding date was set. And Claudius II came up with this decree. It was unfair, it was not good, but he was the emperor. And whatever the emperor said is law. Amen? So Valentine believed this to be unjust, so he continued to perform marriage ceremonies secretly. Now, you see, we need to be careful. The emperor sent a decree. He made a law that there will be no more marriage. But St. Valentine, he said, well, I don't believe this ought to be. This is wrong. I will continue to marry young men and women. Now, being a priest, he should know better. Many times we have our opinion, but the Bible tells us that we must be in subjection to those who are in authority over us. Amen? So, Valentine continued to perform secret marriage. So Claudius found out that Valentine he found out what he was doing, and so he had him arrested. Valentine, holding steadfast to his faith in God, was sentenced by Emperor Claudius to terrible beatings and eventually death. He was beheaded on February the 14th, 270 AD. Now, we as believers, we may not like what the government is doing. We may not agree with a lot of things that is going on, amen? But I searched the entire Bible, the New Testament. I read in the book of Romans chapter 12, Paul said we must honor those who are in authority. Am I right? The Bible said we must pray for them. I've never seen in the scriptures where Paul was rebellious or disobedient to authority. And many times as Christians, we need to be careful, because when we go against God's authority, we are going against God. Well, I don't expect an amen there, but that's all right. Amen? Paul said we must pray for them. Look at this. King Saul was a wicked king. He was daily seeking to kill David. David had opportunities to kill Saul. There was a time when David went into the cave where Saul was. He took his bolster and he cut off a piece of Saul's garment. And the Bible said that David's heart smote him. In other words, his conscience bothered him because of what he did to the king. And David's men, a few of them, encouraged David, said, listen, David, you don't kill him, let me kill him. I will just send this spear through him one time, and he will be a dead man. David said, no way, that's God's anointed. Our duty is to respect those in authority. We may not like what they are doing, we may not agree with what they are doing. Our duty is to pray. Amen?